in, peoples. We're just gonna move right past the surprise that I have another book haul, because really you should all be used to it by now. So let's just get right into it. First one I just picked up yesterday. I'm super excited because I've heard amazing things about it. It is Room by Emma Donoghue. This is a, I guess you'd call it contemporary, I'm not really sure. Contemporary fiction told from this perspective of like a 6-year-old boy who lives with his mother, and I guess his mother was kidnapped when she was like a teenager, so they're trapped in this room, and it's all told from the 6-year-old's perspective. So it sounds really interesting, good, pretty sad, but I'm hoping it has a good ending, and I've heard it's also really good on audiobook, but since I saw this in physical form, I thought I would give it a try since it was pretty cheap. The next one I got is practically in brand new condition, and I have read it already before. It is The Night Dance by Suzanne Wayne. This goes with my collection of other Once Upon a Time series stories I have up here. They're just fairy tale retellings, basically. And so I read this one. I just didn't like it as much as the other ones, so I didn't want to buy it as much, but since I saw it for just like $1, I decided I would pick it up now. This next one I was really excited about finding at a thrift store. It is The Lump of Coal by Lemony Snicket, art by Brett Hellquist, who did all of the books, the art for Lemony Snicket's series of Unfortunate Events books. And this is just a short children's Christmas story that I've really been wanting to own all of Lemony Snicket's stories, and this is just a short Christmas one I've been wanting to add to my Christmas book collection, and so I'm excited to have this now. This next one I got marked down. It is brand new condition, but it looks pretty cute. It's a middle grade story. The Magic Half by Annie Barrows. This is about a girl who becomes friends with another girl from the past by peering through an eyeglass lens. And it just sounds really fun, and I love time travel, parallel universe stories, so I was excited to give this a try, and it was super cheap, so I couldn't resist. The next one is a series I've been intrigued about for a while, and it is The Fire Within. This is by Krista Lacey. This is the first book in a 4-book series. I'm not sure what the series is called, but this is the first one, and I've been seeing these books around a lot lately, so I decided to give the first one a try. Sounds pretty good. Sounds kind of like a middle grade fantasy mystery with dragons in it. And I've been pretty into dragons lately ever since I read Seraphina by Rachel Hartman. So I thought, why not? Got that one. And the next one I got is another favorite from school years, and this is Hatchet by Garrett Paulson. This is one of the only ones I ended up reading by him, but I really enjoyed it. It's pretty much a teen survival story after his plane crashes on an island, and how he survives for, I think it's a couple years before he gets rescued, and I just really loved it. So I got it to add to my collection because I did not own it yet, so now I do. This next one I got at a thrift store for like $0.25. And it is, I've heard really great things about it. I wasn't really interested in it when I first read the synopsis because it seemed kind of weird and kind of off the wall topics and stuff, but I've heard amazing things about this series, so I'll try it because it is pretty cheap. It is The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer, and it's won tons of awards, so I'm interested in seeing what it's like because the description doesn't make any sense to me really, so I'm kind of intrigued in going into this and not really knowing anything. The next one is an ARC I just picked up, and it comes out August 15th, so not for a while, but it's written by the World Fantasy Award finalist, which I did not know that was a thing. I didn't know there was an award for a World Award for fantasy writing, but apparently there is, and she won, or she was a finalist for it. And it is called Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. So she is a debut author. It sounds like a really interesting fantasy, has like an athletic competition in it. It sounds sort of Hunger Games-y in that way, but it sounds really good, so I decided to give it a try, and probably won't read this till it gets closer to August when it releases, but I will definitely let you know when I read it and what I think. I was so excited to see this art copy. out of the ones I had selected. Actually, these next two both come out May 15th, and so I will definitely be reading them around then. This first one, maybe a little sooner because I'm super excited about it. It is Illusion Areum by Heather Dixon. She was the author of Entwined, which I read and enjoyed, and this is only her second book. They're standalones, they're not a series. At least I don't think this one is a series. Not entirely sure, but it sounds really good. Sort of steampunk mystery, fantasy, something. It just sounds awesome. Parallel worlds, looks like. And yeah, look at this cover. It is just so gorgeous. And like I said, this comes out May 15th. I don't know if I can wait that long to read it. I might be reading it sooner, but I will definitely let you guys know. And I think I'm really excited to read this. And this next one, like I also said, comes out May 15th, and it sounds good as well. Sort of like a dystopian sci-fi. This is called The Cage by Megan Shepherd, who was the author of the Madman's Daughter trilogy, which I've heard good things about. I haven't read yet, but I do own the first one. I'm planning to read that soon. But this is The Cage, and it's about this group of humans that were abducted by aliens, and the aliens kind of keep them in this big cage so they can observe them like you would go to a zoo and observe animals. The aliens do that with humans, so they kind of like observe them, they take care of them, but they keep them in this cage so they can kind of learn about humans and stuff. So it sounds really intriguing, and I'm really curious about what I'll think about it. Also, I really like the cover. It's really just bright and cheerful for being what this book is about, but yeah, I'm intrigued and curious, and I think it's going to be a great time. Next, I got Anitas Woven Riddle by Megan Natalsares. I'm so sorry about that name. I have no idea. But this sounds pretty good. This is about a girl who is forced into an arranged marriage. It's kind of like the custom in her country to have arranged marriages, but she does not want to marry the guy that her parents pick out, so she decides to weave this wedding tapestry, and she embeds this riddle in it, and she says she will marry whoever can figure out the riddle in her wedding tapestry to kind of like delay the wedding as long as possible. So, I mean, this is based on some sort of fable, I think, from Indian culture, Iran culture, something. I definitely heard a similar story to this before, so I think it's like a retelling, but it sounds really good, and I'm looking forward to it. I like learning about different cultures, so this should be interesting as well. The next one is Bone by Jeff Smith. This is the Tall Tales from Bone. I'm not sure how this fits into the regular Bone series. This might just be like a spin-off thing. You could read it independently. I'm not entirely sure. But Bone is a graphic novel I've been curious about picking up because I've heard good things about it. It's like one of the most popular ones out there, so I saw it at the thrift store. I thought I would give it a try. The next two are like Dr. Seuss-ish beginner books that I found. First one is I'm Not Going to Get Up Today by Dr. Seuss. I like this one because I can totally relate to it. It's about this kid that just refuses to get into bed because he's so comfy and just wants to sleep in and not do anything. And I could totally relate to that because I'm totally like that. Some days I just don't want to get out of bed and I just want to be lazy and not even get dressed. So I like this book. I read it when I was a kid and liked it. And the last one in this book haul is Go Dog Go by P.D. Eastman. I'm pretty sure Ariel from Ariel Bassett mentioned this book in a few of her videos. She really likes it, and it's kind of a children's classic, so decided I would pick it up. It's got this Dr. Seuss sort of look to it, but that is my book haul for now. Let's see if I can pick all these bad boys up. I did this backwards, that like bigger ones are on top, but yay! So that is my book haul. 3 of them are arcs that I will be reading later, and a couple of them I already have read. But the rest of them I will be reading soon, hopefully. So keep your eyes out for that. If there's any of these you think I should read sooner rather than later, before I read anything else, let me know. Other than that, that is my book haul. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I recently hit 70 subscribers, which I don't know how that happened since I just celebrated 50 subscribers, but that's really cool. Thank you for liking this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See ya!